Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Late Night Vision Show. It is 2024, and we are happy that you have started the year off with us here at the Late Night Vision Show. We hope that you were here last year as well, but if not, if you're new to the show, then let's have a great 2024 together. My name is Jason. I am the co-host here on the podcast. I'm also the owner of Outdoor Legacy, and as always, this is episode, whatever I said, 296. So for 296 episodes, my co-host, the executive producer, and any other great titles that he can give himself, Hans, what is going on this
Hey, man. Yeah, so it is, we are done with all the holiday stuff. Christmas is over. New Year's is over. It's time to get down to business, man. It is the beginning of the year. We've got SHOT Show coming up in a few weeks. We've got so many things going on, but we've got to finish out the best of series before we get to some of the other stuff. We've done, you and I were looking at the numbers yesterday. The best entry-level thermal scope episode just on YouTube has 21,000 views just in a few short weeks. And then we've got, the best thermal scope under 3,000, under 4,000, under 5,000, under 6,000, best high-end thermal scope, all out there for you to go watch right now. If you haven't seen, if you missed an episode, you can go and find it on YouTube, on iTunes, Spotify, any of the podcast sharing apps. You can find that. So if you're looking for a scope or an optic and you're like, hey, I'm looking for something under $3,000. We've got a show for it. Today, we're doing best thermal monoculars, and we're actually going to cover the 384 resolution division and the 640. So we're combining them both. There's a lot to get through. I'm looking at the list right here, Jason, and I'm like, holy cow, this is a lot of work for me to do. But we're going to get through it all today. And then our next show, as y'all know, to finish it out, to finish out the best of series, is going to be the best night vision scope. So that is going to be our episode 297. I hate to get away, and go predict the numbers because I usually mess that up. But anyway, yeah, we got a lot to get through. But let's get the official business out of the way so we can start listing out these binoculars.
That's right. All right. So our disclaimer we give every single week on this show when we do the best of series is these are the scopes that we personally recommend. These are the scopes that we sell, and we choose the scopes that we sell by what we like. We have that luxury of selling what we like and don't selling what we don't like for whatever reason that is. And you might disagree with that choice, and that's okay. But these are the brands that we like and the optics that we think deserve to be on this list. There's going to be some optics that you're going to say, well, wait a minute, there's some manufacturers that I know that you carry, you sell their stuff, and you've even maybe reviewed those or sold, but they're not on this list. And we just don't think they deserve to be in the best of. And that's why. I mean, there's some optics that are on our website right now that we're not going to put in this list because we just think for the best of 2023, they don't make this list. That's our choice. And so, again, we're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, offend anybody. If you've gotten something in the past or you've bought something from us, things change, things improve. It's technology, and that's just kind of the way that it goes. Now, I also want to explain one more quick thing. Just because I know Hans and I stayed up late last night going over this list and trying to decide how we're going to lay this out. One of the things we're not going to do is we're not going to include in this list, I think there's going to be 4 or 5 total between 384 and 640, and that's going to be the optics that are primarily, used as helmet mounted optics. And so I'll go ahead and mention that real quick. In the 384 division, it's going to be the Infrared Outdoor, the ML19, the Mini. That is a 1-power unit. Then we've got the Infrared Outdoor Micro RL25. That's a 2-power unit. Then when we go to the 640s, there's the Infrared Outdoor MH25 Mini. It's a 1-power. The Infrared Outdoor RH25 Micro, 1-power, and then the Envision Nox 18. It's a 1-power. So those optics are made to be helmet mounted. Yes, they're small enough to hold in your hand. Some of these are even weapons mountable. But again, the guys that we talk to that we're going to recommend these to, 99% of the time are going to be putting it on a helmet. And yes, there are some specific situations where somebody might be doing a certain type of hunting in very thick stuff and need one of these. But again, it's just not a normal monocular. So we're excluding those. So that's why they're not on there. It's not that we don't like them. Those are fantastic optics. We just think they have a little bit of a different area that they're, really suited for. Now, one last thing before I let Hans get into this list is, guys, if you're looking for a night vision or a thermal optic, whether it be these handhelds today, or whether it be something, a rifle scope, in one of the many other price categories, we would love to have your business. This is what Hans and I do full time for a living, as well as all the ladies that work with us in the office. We've got a full staff of people at Outdoor Legacy, and we don't just produce this content and review these optics and create this stuff. Hans has got his own channel, the Hans ETX, East Texas YouTube channel. We don't just do all this for fun. We do have a really good time doing it, but we do this because this is not only our passion, it's what feeds our families. And so we would love to have your business. We offer this kind of content, to everybody. And we hope that you see enough from this that you go, man, I'd like to give these guys a shot. We would love to talk to you on the phone, help you decide exactly which optic is right for you. We don't want you to take this list and just assume, well, we picked this as the best of, that's the one I need to buy, because you may be in a situation that would need something totally different than what we want or what we like or what have you. So we want to recommend that exact optic that we feel is right for you after talking to you a little bit. Again, phone calls are the best way to do that. Emails, it's impossible to do this via typing and really hearing about your situation. So you can give us a call at 877-350-1818, or you can go to our website, outdoorlegacygear.com. We would love to have your business, help you pick out the right optic, as well as offer you customer service after you purchase the scope. That's something that we do for all the customers who choose to buy from Outdoor Legacy. So Hans, after that great commercial break, we're going to see, listen, we've been doing these best of shows now for well over a month, and we've kind of gone back and forth on who reads the list. You got that privilege taken away from you at one point because you butchered it so bad. You've gotten a little bit better. I think maybe you're standing in front of the mirror at night, reading the list, practicing. This is a pretty long one. Yeah. I'm going to let you try it again. I do have one disclaimer, and this is a disclaimer for you and a disclaimer for the listeners. I put this list together at about midnight last night, and I hope that I didn't make any mistakes in prices or magnification or, I feel
like you're setting me up for failure. I always feel like there's some type of sabotage going on with these
Wait
lists.
a minute. I didn't have to take the blame here. I could have just let you read it and then acted like you were the idiot. So I'm willing to say if there's a mistake, it was really late. My eyes were really tired. But all right, Hans, tell them what's on the contenders for the 384 resolution.
The voters and the listeners have spoken. They have chosen me as the top list reader on these optics.
Recount.
So, thank you again for everybody that responded.
For that.
Yeah, responded to the online poll. The poll is now closed, so no more votes count. All right, so I'm going to be doing the 384 resolution monoculars. And just looking at here, the prices range from just over $1,100 all the way up to just under $2,200. So if you wanted a price range, there you go. Get your pencil and your paper ready. Also, as always, going to be showing some pictures of what these look like. We also have been showing some videos of the winners, so to give you an idea of what the video quality is like on the optics that we choose. But here we go. We got the AGM Taipan TM15-384. That's a 1.5 base magnification. Price on it is $1,195. We've got the Pulsar Axion XM30F. That's a 3-power base magnification. The price on that is $1,199. We've got the AGM Taipan TM19-384. That's a 1.9 base magnification. The price on that's $1,395. The Pulsar Axion 2 XQ35 Pro 2-power base magnification, $1,499. Man, I'm almost out of breath. AGM Taipan TM25-384. That's a 2.5 base magnification. Price on that is $1,595. We got the Infraray Outdoor Cabin CBL19 2-power base magnification, $1,799. The AGM Sidewinder TM25-384. That's a 2-power base magnification, $1,995. The Pulsar Axion 2 XQ35 Pro LRF 2-power base magnification, $1,999. The Infraray Outdoor Cabin CBL25. That's a 2.5 base magnification. The price on that is $2,099. And then rounding out the list, the AGM Sidewinder TM35-384. That is a 3-power base magnification. The price on that is $2,195. Jason, that rounds out the list. And I'm looking at this. I mean, how many optics on this list have had a recent price drop? I mean, you got the Taipans, you got the Axions. The Sidewinders are still very new. Those have not had a price adjustment. Neither is the Cabin, but everything else.
All the Taipans, all the Axions
have moved
had
down.
Price drops. Mm-hmm. So I want to make a comment. This is a big long list, but I'm going to simplify this real quick. So you've got 3 AGM Taipans. The TM15 is a fixed focus optic. You cannot focus the lens. That's the only optic on this list you can't focus. But it's affordable, it's small, it's lightweight, it's really popular, all right? It's 1.5 power. Next, you got the Taipan TM19. It's a 1.9 power, it's focusable. So the only difference is it's focusable and it's more magnification. The Taipan TM25, focusable, it's 2.5 power. So really all you've got there, the big thing is 1.5 power, 1.9 power, 2.5 power. All right? The Axion, you got the XQ35 and the XQ35 LRF. The only difference is the laser rangefinder. You've got the 2 cabins. The only difference is one is a 2 power, one is a 2.5 power. You got the 2 Sidewinders. One is a 2 power, one is a 2.5, or one is a 3 power. I'm sorry. So the point I'm trying to make is it seems like a whole lot, but you really have 3 or 4 groups that the only difference is magnification for the most part.
Absolutely.
So it seems really, really confusing, but if you said, hey, I want a 2 power, we could take half the things off the list. Or I want a 3 power, there's only going to be a couple on the list. So anyway, I know it's a lot of optics, but they're really families of models that are just a little different. All right, so...
Honorable mention.
Okay, Hans, you did very good on
that. Yeah, let you go on honorable mention.
You're going to let me go? Okay.
Yeah.
So my honorable mention is going to be, and I might be breaking the rules, okay? Our rules here are it's the optic that we would choose, our favorite. And I might break the rules a little bit, or this is my honorable mention anyway. It's the Pulsar Axion 2 XQ35 Pro LRF for $19.99. And here's why. It's the reason I'm saying I might be breaking the rules. The way that I hunt, I don't need the laser rangefinder. A lot of guys do. We got some shows. Do you need a laser rangefinder? And we do think a lot of people do. A lot of people don't. The way I hunt, I really don't. But I will say this. With this new price, $19.99. And again, some of these prices, I don't know if these are going to go back up in 2024. This is some stuff that Pulsar did in the fall. But as of right now, these are the prices. That's a bargain to get a laser rangefinder on a thermal handheld. And it's a really good deal. I really like that unit a lot. Small, compact, padded hand strap, removable battery, and the laser rangefinder. I don't need the laser rangefinder, but it's really cool. It works really well, and it's really not bad. I mean, it's that kind of price makes me go, I really kind of like it. I mean, if you don't need it, I wouldn't buy it. Okay. I mean, I would say go buy the model without that. But just the fact that it's so, I say cheap, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's not cheap, but compared to what it was with the laser rangefinder, that's my honorable mention. I think it's a very, very good value for the dollar with the LRF.
Yeah, it was five. It's $500 off the original price, $500 off.
$2,500.
Yeah, so that's a great deal. So I'm going to go a little bit similar, but a little bit different, and it's based purely on price point. My honorable mention is the Pulsar Axion 2 XQ35 Pro. This is the non-LRF version of what Jason just picked. Man, I'm going to tell you, it came into the market at $19.99. Good picture image. If you're in an area where there's a lot of humidity, this optic does have that Pro sensor, that minus 25 millikelvin rated sensor, so it's going to do really good in areas, high humidity, a lot of moisture in there, that kind of stuff. Do really well. The one I chose was just the one without the laser rangefinder. So it came into the market at $19.99. It's now $14.99. And Jason, these things have flown off the shelf. I mean, absolutely.
We can't keep them in stock.
You can't keep them in stock. Just because, you know, for $14.99, right at $1,500, you're getting a Pulsar, very good high quality monocular. It's a 2-power, so wide field of view. You can still ID a coyote, a small animal like a coyote at 200 yards, 250 yards or so. A larger animal, it's going to be a little bit further than that. But all the features that people love with Pulsar, the video and audio recording, all the color palettes. I mean, it's a great deal. It's a bargain at $14.99 and super popular. If you called up and you're looking at these and you say, you know what, I'm going to go with the Pulsar Axion, I would say 100% every time. That is a fantastic choice. You're going to love it. So that's my honorable mention. And I think it's kind of the same, along the same lines of why you picked yours, just because it's an unbelievable deal, really.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, Hans kind of mentioned this, and I said it before. This is the monocular, the handheld that we both chose. They're identical. I just chose one with the laser rangefinder. He chose the exact same model without it. They're otherwise 100% identical, image quality, all that. It's just $500 less, so for sure.
Yep.
All right, so
the winner.
When we come to this winner, I'm going to let you announce this, Hans, but I'm going to say this. We looked at this list, and 640s especially as well, but we looked at this, and we don't always tell each other what our picks are going to be. All right, sometimes we go into the show and we kind of like to keep it real and not know. But this one we were talking to keep it real. I don't know, but yeah, it's whatever. So that may not mean what I think it means. I have no idea, but I'm not down with all the current slang. But yeah. But this one, when we both looked at this late last night, we were like, we both were like, oh my gosh, so we really like this. And we did the same thing on the 640. So Hans, without further ado, tell them what we both chose as our winner in this category.
So when we heard about this monocular coming on the market from Trent, our good buddy over at AGM, who, man, I tell you, that dude is Johnny on the spot. And he always, I will say this, and Scott over there too, both good guys. I would say, as far as a manufacturer and as far as a company that is trying to continue to grow, and they've grown like crazy the last several years, they take every input that they can get and they put it into action. I mean, they really do. They ask us all the time, hey, what's going to make this better? And they try everything they can do to go with what night hunters really want. And we feel like we are a pretty good bridge between Jason and I are night hunters, and we have direct relationships with the manufacturers. So we have some, I don't know how much influence, but we may have a small amount of influence when we can give our opinions based on what we think is going to be good. But I'll tell you, we have just wanted an optic with an 18650 rechargeable battery, whether it's in the scope form or monocular. So when we heard the Sidewinders, and as you can see where I'm going with this, it was going to have a removable, rechargeable 18650 battery. You can imagine what we thought, how excited Jason and I got, that we thought, oh man, this is great. This is in the direction that we want it to be. The Taipans, which were very good monoculars and sold a ton of them. They have an internal battery, and that has been a little bit of a negative for a lot of people, not just for AGM, but for any optic that has a non-removable battery. It's been a concern for a lot of people. So the fact that our winner, or the winner that I chose, and Jason also too, the AGM Sidewinder TM25-384. The fact that it's got a removable, rechargeable 18650 battery is a huge influence on the fact that we love this optic. Not just that though, because it can have a great battery system, but if the picture image is junk, then who cares? It has a really, really good picture image. I mean, the ID range, and I'll be honest, I don't think that the ID range is going to be any further than, let's say, our honorable mention. I don't think it's going to be further. I think it just has a very sharp, very clear picture image. It shows a lot of detail. I mean, just when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, man, this does really good. You can see a lot of definition and detail. Picture image is great. Oh, also though, the AGM optics, anything 384 resolution or 640 resolution now come with a 5-year warranty. Right. So for $19.99, you're getting an optic that has a fully removable, rechargeable 18650 battery that you can find anywhere. They're very inexpensive. Most people have them right now with their flashlights. So you have that. You've got the 5-year warranty, and you've got an optic with great picture image. I mean, and under $2,000. It is clearly my favorite in that category, and I think it's kind of proven to be that with the people out in the market that are actually buying these things. It's definitely a big step forward for AGM, and I know it's been a huge success for them. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, and I'll just say this because somebody's going to say, why didn't you pick the TM35-384? Simply because it's a 3-power, and the way, again, Hans and I hunt, we don't need the 3-power handheld. We want a wider field of view, a lower base magnification. That Sidewinder TM35-384 is only $200 more. And if you're hunting in big, wide open country where you're really looking those long distances, you might want that 3-power. Again, no difference other than the magnification. But for our usage, we don't need that. So Hans, 100% with everything you just said. I'm going to move on because I could talk more about the Sidewinder and any of these other optics on here. I like them all. They're all really, really good. Again, that's why they're on the list, and some other things are not. But we're running out of time, and we got to go to 640s.
And now I'm looking at this. You gave yourself the shorter list, man. I'm just, it's got like half of them on there that mine.
It was not an accident. I'm just saying, sometimes the executive producer's falling down on his job. That's all I'm going to say, Yeah. All right. So 640 list. Here it is. I'm going to read these. This is a much shorter list, and it's going to be very, very similar. We've got a total of 6 optics and basically 3 family groups, I guess we'll call it. So we have, starting off, the Pulsar Axion 2. Again, hang on. Every one of these is 640 resolution. 640. I'm just to be sure we're clear here. We've moved out of the 384 standard resolution, moved into 640 high resolution. Pulsar Axion 2 XG35 Pro. That is a 2.5 power base mag for $24.99. I'm gonna mix this whole list, Hans. I'm gonna mix this up. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Well, you've only made it through the first one.
Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the Pulsar Axion 2 XG35 Pro LRF. Okay, that is the same optic except it has a laser rangefinder. It's $29.99. Next, we've got the AGM Sidewinder TM35 640. It's a 2-power base mag, and it's $29.95. And then its big brother is the AGM Sidewinder TM50 640. It's a 2.5 power, so just a half a power more, and that is $34.95. Next on the list, we've got the Pulsar Telos. This is a brand new unit for this fall. XP50 2.5 power for $34.99. And then we have the Pulsar Telos XP50 laser rangefinder model, 2.5 power for $39.99. So just to try to, I put those together to make it a little easier. You've got the Axion XG with and without the laser rangefinder for basically $2,500 and $3,000, so $500 separating them. The 2 AGM Sidewinders, the 35, which is a 2-power for $3,000, the 50, which is a 2.5 power for $3,500, and then we come down to the Teloses again. XP50 one with the laser rangefinder and one without. Price difference is 3,500 and 4,000. Just rounding those numbers up to make it easy. So again, 3 models of families or whatever you want to call those. All right, Hans.
Yeah.
So tell them what, I mean, this is going to be short and easy. These
It
are
is.
all really, really good. I like these. I like this short list. I think we could use any one of these and be very happy, but I do think that there is, in my opinion, a clear winner. I think that the honorable mention, you could ask me tomorrow and I might change my mind because I like all these, but tell them which we're going to go with here because we're going to choose the same thing. We already decided.
Changing the list up on the fly, man, that is, you're killing me in the edits. So
I know. Well,
anyway.
I put the list together, so, I'm doing some of your job.
So exactly. So all right, the my honorable mention. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. And Jason, this is yours too. Yeah, we both just for these are so clear cut for us. The AGM Sidewinder TM35-640. That is the 2-power base magnification, and the price on it's $2,995. This is basically the 640 version of the optic that we chose as the winner, the Sidewinder TM25. This has a little bit bigger objective lens, but the same base magnification at 2-power. Now, the reason why we chose this as the honorable mention, obviously our winner is going to be our favorite, but this one is the same reason we chose this as the honorable mention is the same reason we chose it as the winner for the 384 division. Removable 18650 battery. The ID range with this, I'm going to say, with the 640 resolution version over the 384, it's going to give you about close to double the ID range on a small animal like a coyote. So that 384 Sidewinder, the TM25, we said 200 to 250 yards. This is going to be about 400 to 500 yard ID range on a small animal. Great picture image, 5-year warranty. A good deal. It's $1,000 upgrade from the 384 resolution model. So you're going from $19.99 up to $29.99. And it's very good as far as with what we've talked about with the picture image and ID range. And I feel like I'm restating everything I already said before. But honorable mention, there you go. The TM35-640.
Really like the unit. I'm not going to restate everything for the third or fourth time. Really like those. But guys, I'd say this. Before this next optic came out, for what was on the market at the time, I would have chosen the Sidewinder to be my favorite. But when Pulsar slipped in this Telos here at the end of the year, so what they did was this replaced the Helions. The Helions have always been our favorite. Can't lie about it. We've always chosen the Helion XP50. We just loved it. And the Helion went away. And there was kind of a dead period. I mean, the Telos had been announced, but it wasn't here yet. At that point, man, 100%, we're on the Sidewinders. When the Telos came out, I think, for me personally, it edges the Sidewinder just a touch, even though I like the 18650 batteries, and I wish the Telos had something like that. But there's a few things about this Telos XP50. That's the one we're going to choose, the non-LRF, because that's, again, we already said, Hans, I really don't need the LRF. $500 cheaper. We really like that. And I will say this, the LRF version is more popular. We sell more of the LRF. But I like the non-LRF. And that unit is really, really good. I like this Pro sensor that is in these units. I just think there's a couple small things that I think edge this out for me. All right. And that is, and there's something we don't talk about enough and we really, really should. The boot up time is ridiculously quick on Pulsars. And when you just press the button, before you get that thing up, you're looking through it. It's unbelievable. Right. It's all of their optics. They do not get credit, and that's our fault. Hans, we got a middle note here. Make
that's a good point.
We have to talk about that, and it's a big deal to me because when I'm using these handhelds, a lot of times it's off, and I'm in a hurry, and it's like, boom, I hit it, and I gotta sit there and I wait. Okay, splash screen. Yay, here's the brand. And then you're just waiting.
Yeah.
It's like your computer coming on. And it doesn't take that long, but when you're in a hurry, it feels like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And so I love to press it and go, boom, there it is. So that's one small thing I think would edge it out a little bit for me. And I will say this, the AGMs boot up faster than some of the other brands.
Yeah.
And then another thing I think is really cool is the fact that, well, hang on. I think the other thing that gets it for me is really its ability in those wet, humid, nasty conditions. I really like that Pro sensor. I think the other thing that's cool that doesn't really affect me, but every once in a while, for some reason, I might use it. I like it that you can take that hand strap and just literally move it to the left side if you want to. So if you're left-handed, it is very easy to move that thing over and you hold it with your left hand. There's no other thermal handheld on the market today that has a hand strap that will allow you to move it to the other side. And I'm not talking about unthreading it. I'm talking about you just like kind of twist this thing over. Really cool, ingenious design. I like that. I think it's a very close race with the Sidewinder. There are days and there are people that I'm going to recommend the Sidewinder to, especially at $500 less. I mean, we're talking about, I'm not good at math here on the fly, but that's well over 10%, probably maybe 15%. So there's a real case for the Sidewinder, but man, if you got the extra money, I personally love this Telos XP50. That is my choice, and I think that is a really stacked list right there.
It is.
On this, from $2,500 to $4,000, you got a pretty wide, range. You've got laser range finders and non-laser range finders. It's a great list, but those are our picks.
So the Telos, you mentioned, the LRF model being more popular. Now, with the Helions, you did not have an option to get a Helion with a laser rangefinder. And with the Helions, before they were discontinued, the Helion 2 XP50 Pro was $39.99. Now for $39.99, you can get the Telos, XP50 Pro with the laser rangefinder. So it's even a better deal than it was before. So you're right, though. The Telos is fantastic. I think it does have a little bit further ID range than the Sidewinder. I would say just a little bit, not a lot, but does very well in areas where weather's not great. So anyway, that is our list. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one more quick thing about the Telos. It's kind of cool. They did two things I like. One, they lowered the digital zoom, so the digital zoom does not go up as high.
Yeah, you're right.
Like the Helion did. I don't care. I don't want it to because I'm never going to use it up there at 20 or 18 or what. Yeah, what I'm never going to use that. It's too much. I don't want that. But they put the digital zoom on a ring up front, like where you would normally focus it, which you do focus it, but you can twist this separate ring and you can go up in small increments, digital zoom. And I really like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because number one, it's not a button. Yes, it is a two-handed operation if I want to zoom, but I like it because I like going up in small increments. Sometimes, this starts at a 2.5 power. I may not want to go to 5. That may be, I may want to go to 4. That's all I need, or 3, and that's going to give me a better image because I haven't digitally zoomed as much. So I think that's a really cool feature on it too. That's just, again, one more small thing that makes me choose that. So anyway,
there are a lot of guys that call and say, "Man, I've watched your best of shows, and I'm way more confused than I was before." And my answer to that is, yeah, we have a good way of making things a little bit more muddy, but that's why we do these shows. That's why we put the information out there. We
make
do
people confused. No.
Yeah, get more people.
I think you just said no.
We get them more confused, so they'll call us. No, we are trying to provide this so you have an idea. This is a starting point. These optics, these picks, these whatever. This is for us. To give to you to say, hey, this is where you should probably look, or this is where you should start your investigation. But the best thing to do, like we talked about at the beginning of the show, give us a call. You can talk to one of us, 877-350-1818, outdoorlegacygear.com. Y'all are calling all day, every day. The calls don't stop, and we are working like madmen The girls in the office are working like crazy. We're getting all the calls in. We're getting them out, and we thank you for it. It's been a phenomenal 2023 was a blessing. And every year, Jason, we're like, man, we're so blessed. How does this continue to grow? But the Lord has definitely taken care of us and blessed us with this great opportunity to serve you. And at the same time, have a little bit of fun once a week on these shows. Isn't that right?
That is exactly right. Guys, we hope you enjoyed the show. Again, next week we'll be rounding out the best of series for 2023. Even though we're into 2024, these optics that we're talking about are still on the market. They're still there. So we want to do that with our digital night vision scopes. That'll be a good show. A lot of people really like that because we know we've talked about a lot of things that are out of a lot of people's price range, and we understand that. So we want to end it with a bang. We're not ending it because we don't like it. We love digital night vision optics. Always have. We've always dedicated a lot of time on this show to them because you're talking about getting into this hobby and this sport that we really enjoy, and you can do it for as little as $400 or $500. And so we want to get as many people into this as we can because we think it's great. It's a good thing for kids. It's a good thing for everybody to get out in the outdoors. So we're going to be talking about the more affordable stuff here next week. Guys, Hans has already told you where to find us. Listen, if you go to all the social medias on Facebook, or Instagram, YouTube, you can search for Hansetx, Texas, Hansetx. You can find Outdoor Legacy. Just search that name there as well. The Late Night Vision Show. Again, all the socials. We're there. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, whatever the technique is for each different social media channel. We don't want you to ever miss an episode. And we understand you may see something you go, well, I'm not interested in that. But hey, come back next week because there may be something that you are. And again, for those that are new to this show, we do a lot of what we call, topic shows where we're not just reviewing optics. Throughout the year, when there's not optics to review, we're talking about night hunting and other things. So definitely stay tuned and check those out.
All right, y'all. So this has been episode 296, if I got that number right. We got 297 next week, and I think we are doing the best night vision scopes on the market. We'll be running those down just like we've done before, and we appreciate it. Again, thank you. I know there's a lot of other shows out there. Those shows might be better than ours, but we appreciate you watching. And hopefully you're finding this information that you can't find anywhere else. And that's why you come back every week, whatever brings you to us. Thank you. This has been the Late Night Vision Show podcast. We will see y'all next week. Don't miss it.